నమస్తే, నా పేరు రామకృష్ణ. మీరు చూస్తున్నారు అగ్రిటెక్ తెలుగు. మనం ఇప్పుడు వచ్చేసి కేరళలోని కేసర్గఢ్లో ఉన్నటువంటి కోకోనట్ రీసెర్చ్ స్టేషన్ అయినటువంటి సిపిసిఆర్ఐలో ఉన్నాము. మన భారతదేశ వ్యాప్తంగా ఉన్నటువంటి కోకోనట్ రీసెర్చ్ సెంటర్లో ఇదే పెద్దదని చెప్పొచ్చు. ఇప్పుడు మనకు ఈ ఇన్స్టిట్యూట్కి సంబంధించి డివిజన్ ఆఫ్ క్రాప్ ఇంప్లిమెంటేషన్ సంబంధించి నిరణ్ మేడం అయితే ఉన్నారు. ఆమెను అడిగి అసలు వీరి దగ్గర ఉన్నటువంటి వెరైటీస్, వీళ్ళు దాదాపుగా 21 కోకోనట్ వెరైటీస్ని అయితే డెవలప్ చేసి రిలీజ్ చేయడం జరిగింది. ఆ వెరైటీస్లో మన ఆంధ్ర తెలంగాణలకు ఏ సూటబుల్, అలాగే ఈ కోకోనట్ ప్లాంటేషన్ చేసుకునేటప్పుడు రైతులు తీసుకోవాల్సిన జాగ్రత్తలు ఏంటి అయితే డిస్కస్ చేసే ప్రయత్నం చేద్దాం. మేడంకి తెలుగు అయితే రాదు, ఇంగ్లీష్ లో చెప్తారు. మాక్సిమం చాలా మందికి చదువుకున్న వాళ్ళు ఇంట్లో ఉంటారు కాబట్టి ఒకసారి వీడియో చూపిస్తే వాళ్ళకి అర్థమవుతుంది. వీలైనంత వరకు నేను కూడా తిరిగి ట్రాన్స్లేట్ చేసే ప్రయత్నం చేస్తాను. ఇంకా మీరు మన ఛానల్ సబ్స్క్రైబ్ అవ్వకుండా చూస్తున్నట్టు తప్పకుండా సబ్స్క్రైబ్ అవ్వండి. పక్కన ఉన్న బెల్ ఐకాన్ క్లిక్ చేసి నోటిఫికేషన్స్ ఎనేబుల్ చేసి పెట్టుకోండి. Namaste, madam. Madam, what is about this institute? Where in this place, what you are doing here for coconut?
Actually, you are in the Central Plantation Crops Research Institute, which is under the Indian Council of Agricultural Research. So we are a very old institute. It is more than 107 years old. Because it was established in 1916. It was
in British time it's established.
Yeah, in British time it was established. So this particular center was started in 1916. And right now we are under the Indian Council of Agricultural Research. So the headquarters of CPCRI is located at Kasaragod. And we have two other research regional stations. One at Vittal, which is working mainly on arecanut and cocoa. And we have one more station at Kayangalam, which is mainly focusing on root wilt disease, which is prevalent in southern Kerala. Other than that, we have centers. We have one at Kidu in Karnataka, where the International Coconut Gene Bank is located. And we are doing large-scale planting material production in coconut, arecanut and cocoa. We also have two more centers, one at Mohit Nagar in West Bengal, catering to the requirements of research on arecanut, cocoa and coconut in West Bengal. We also produce planting material. And we have one more center at Kaikuchi in Assam, which caters to the northeastern parts. So both planting material as well as research on coconut, arecanut and cocoa.
Madam, I done one or two videos for short varieties. So many farmers are calling for that short varieties. Is that demand is for short varieties? Why?
Actually, in recent years, because if you take coconut cultivation as such, the predominant varieties are tall varieties. Dwarfs are only a small population, less than 10%. But in recent years, there's been a lot of demand for dwarf planting material. The main advantage is it comes to flower early. It comes to flower within 3 years. And the relative height increment. Unlike when you say paddy, a dwarf variety is always dwarf. In the case of coconut, because it is in the field for about 60, 80 or even 100 years. So every year there will be a height increment. So but in the case of dwarf variety, the height increment is slow. So maybe in 15 meters, in 15 years, they may reach around 4 meters. Whereas in the case of tall varieties, they will reach about 7 meters.
So, for yielding difference, is there any?
Yield difference in terms of tendernut water quality, it is good in dwarfs. There is variation also, but
dwarf varieties only tender coconut is best.
Tender coconut is recommended. It can be used for copra, but the yield and quality is lesser as compared to the tall varieties.
In tall varieties, water is less, no?
Tall varieties also, there are different varieties. Some tall varieties give you more amount of water. In some cases, the water quality is also good. But here the advantage is the height. At a shorter thing, at ground level, you can think. For example, which you can see in the background is one of a dwarf variety. So you can start harvesting from the site. The knee height itself, they will start giving you. That's the main advantage.
Some farmers telling dwarf varieties for thieves also come and take.
That is true.
That is complete security is required. For Telugu states, which varieties are best for dwarf or tall?
In each state, we can cultivate dwarf as well as tall varieties. In the case of Andhra, since the temperature, summer temperature, it goes high, we can go in for cultivation of COD and also for cultivation of, say, Kalpa Surya. Whereas Kalpa Jyoti the setting will go down if there is high temperature.
Okay.
So these are the two presently what we have released,
Okay.
which can be cultivated.
These two
Then
are your
recently,
varieties.
From CPCRI.
Okay.
And from CPCRI, recently we have identified a variety which is in the, it is yet to be released, Kalpas Varna, which can be cultivated in Andhra Pradesh also. But from Andhra Pradesh also, one more variety, Gautami Ganga.
Gautami,
It's a dwarf variety which has been released for cultivation.
Okay. Madam, what is the, some varieties for only tender coconut, some varieties for only copra, kobbari. What both
Yes, there are some varieties which are, we recommend, we say dual purpose variety,
dual purpose
suitable for copra as well as
water.
tendernut. This dwarf varieties which I was telling, we have just released them for tendernut. You can use for copra, but economically it is less yielding. But for example, the recent variety, Kalpa Suvarna, which I was saying, we are recommending it as dual purpose.
Okay.
Similarly, Gautami Ganga, which has been released by from Andhra Pradesh, that also is recommended as a dual purpose.
Okay.
Similarly, tall varieties, there are dual purpose. For example, Kera Chandra. It is a dual purpose variety which can be cultivated in Andhra Pradesh also.
Okay.
Then we have Kera Keralam, which also can be cultivated. But in terms of quality, if you say Kera Chandra, it is much good water quality as compared to Kera Keralam.
Totally, your institute is developed almost 21 varieties.
Yeah, 22 varieties.
In that 21 varieties, how many dwarfer and how many taller?
See, in the case of 22 varieties,
In hybrid also is there, I think.
we have about 6 which are hybrids.
Okay.
And then we have dwarf varieties, we have about 5 dwarf varieties. Rest of them are all tall. Some are slightly less. Some hybrids we say it is semi-tall, but they are still, you can classify them under tall varieties. For example, Kalparaksha is a semi-tall, but it is much taller than the dwarfs.
Sir, madam, some people want some varieties, different varieties. Then how to contact the farmer view?
The farmers, wherever they are, they can write to CPCRA asking for the planting material. They can mention, if they're very specific about the variety, they can mention this is the variety and how much quantity they require. They can give their address, phone number, and they can send a mail to the director CPCRA, or they can even write a postcard and send it. But they should give their address and contact number in case, because we get a lot of requests, and our planting material, in the case of coconut, we produce about 1 lakh every year, or arecanut we produce about 6 to 7 lakhs. In the case of cocoa, we produce up to 1 lakh planting material. But the demand for planting material is much more than what we produce. So they can write to us, and based on the seniority, they will be given it. And generally, they can send their request by January to February. Because our sales will start from May onwards.
Any minimum requirement or maximum requirement?
Nothing. We even give for 1 or 2 seedlings. And if it is very high quantity, we will not be able to produce.
Maximum how much you give?
Because there are certain farmers who have taken, say, 200, 300. It depends on the variety and the availability.
For Andhra, Telangana region with so much distance, planting material transport is very difficult. Is it possible any seed means dry coconut?
Actually, in the case of hybrids, we do not give seed material. We only give seedlings. But in case it is dwarf or tall varieties, and especially for bulk requirements, we can give the seed nut. So it is easier for transporting, and they can take up the nursery thing. In addition, to ensure that our varieties reaches a wider audience, we have introduced the concept of licensing the variety. For example, say Kalparatna is a new variety which we have developed. In case any interested nurseryman or a farmer is interested to produce that particular variety, we will give that breeder seed material along with, of course, there's a license fee. Say, for example, 40,000 or 50 or 1 lakh. So that license fee and that variety will be licensed. So under the same name, say Kalparatna, you can produce it. We will give that initial nucleus material, the breeder seed, for you to establish the garden and set up. And we'll also guide you how to do it. So by that thing, so for example, a Andhra farmer is licensing this variety, he can establish that thing and he can sell it in that name.
Still now any licensed nurseries under the CPRI in Telugu states?
CPCRI from Andhra, no one has. We have one farmer who's licensed our variety of coconut, many varieties, some 10 varieties from Tamil Nadu.
Okay.
Then we have 2 varieties which a farmer from Gujarat has taken
Okay.
on licensing.
Okay.
Similarly, Arikanat, some 2 farmers have taken.
Okay.
And recently, our Nagaland government, they have asked for licensing of the
Madam,
Arikanat
if
variety.
farmer getting plants from you, how much prices? Plant price.
Because our price varies. For example, tall varieties, maybe we may be selling at 80 or 100 or 125.
Okay.
Dwarf varieties maybe for 200. For hybrid, maybe 250 to 280 rupees.
Okay.
we
Maximum less amount is 100. Maximum is 250.
280.
280.
Yes, for
Maximum
hybrids.
300.
Yeah.
That is a hybrid variety.
Yes.
All prices are in between 100 to 300.
Yes, within this one. But in case we are putting it in a poly bag, then it will be slightly more.
Okay.
If it is a nursery zone in the thing, then it is slightly lesser.
In this 21 varieties, which one is high demand from farmers?
Generally, there is more requirement for planting material of hybrids, and in recent years for dwarf varieties.
Okay.
So, to promote this hybrid seed production, we offer training.
Okay.
So that training can be given to farmers organizations or individual farmers or any nurserymen.
Okay.
And generally we take some fees for that hybridization training. And under the project, under the state government, we also establish some community seed nurseries. So some farmers group we identified, we gave them training on hybrid seed. We also gave them training on how to identify the mother palms.
Okay.
And how to do the process. So there have been some successful stories wherein these farmers groups are still producing.
Okay. Madam, in your institute is developed almost 21 varieties, but single 1 or 2 varieties only popular. Even popular means like the farmers, more like which varieties that varieties?
One particular thing, I'll say the dwarf variety, COD, Chowgat Orange Dwarf, which has got orange color fruits. If you see, that is one variety which has become very popular.
Okay.
One thing, it has become very popular, I'll say, because it was released way back in 1990. So that is how it has spread.
Okay.
Similarly, our hybrids, Kera Shankara or Chandrasekhar, those were the first.
Okay.
So those are the ones which are more popular.
Okay.
But our recent varieties also, for example, we are trying to promote Kalparatna, which is a multi-purpose thing, which is suitable for Neera also. But not many people are aware of it.
Okay.
So that is why if any agency is willing to promote or bring it to the thing, we would like to license it so that more farmers can get benefit.
In this, which one is high yielding varieties? More production?
Because generally if you take, compared to the dwarfs, tall varieties are more productive.
More production. Okay.
And compared to the talls, the hybrid varieties are more productive.
Okay.
But only thing, we recommend hybrids for cultivation under good management and irrigation.
Okay.
Otherwise, the yield levels will go down.
Okay.
So, for example, if you take Chandrasekhar and Kera Shankara, one is a T into D hybrid, another is a D into T hybrid. So, that D into T hybrid is more sensitive to water stress or high temperature stress.
In this institute, madam, any pest management trainings or any high yielding how to get high yield? Is there any training to farmers?
Yes, trainings are offered on pest management also. We regularly conduct some Kisan Melas, some trainings for arecanut or coconut, mainly to address specific issues. One can be production technologies, where we will talk about intercropping, mixed cropping, how to increase the yield. And we have specific trainings on management of pests. So plant protection measures. And whenever whitefly is a big problem, we have specific trainings on whitefly management. Or we have specific trainings on management of mite, which was earlier a big issue, but now it is, people have learned to deal with it.
Any fees for this trainings?
Generally for farmers training, we don't take any fees. So that is organized free of cost. We get, depending on the funding we get from different agencies, say Coconut Development Board or any other agency. We get the money from them and we offer trainings. In addition, in case your state department wants to get their officers trained, they can ask us and we can give it. That can be on a cost payment, so that it will reach to the farmers of your state.
Madam, farming is only for 50% pain. After complete harvesting, that is also more important to farmer. How to get more income? Any trainings or after harvesting techniques are there any?
Actually, we offer trainings on value addition also. There are some which are free trainings. General things will be told, but other than that, there are specific things which we give it as a training for people who are interested in doing it. For example, you or any company or any individual wants to do value addition of coconut. We have, as you know, we have a lot of products. They say snowball tender nut or coconut chips or neera or jaggery or making some residue based
any value
products,
added
any
products.
value added thing.
Almost on
Training will be given.
How
but
many products
those will be on chargeable basis. Means it will be licensed. That whole know-how of how to do it and hand holding. Like exactly, in case you have any doubt, we will clarify it.
Any MOU like that?
MOU will be executed. And you'll have to pay a fees. And generally the MOU will be for say 5 or 10 years of thing. And then you can renew it based on your requirement.
Okay, madam. Thank you for your valuable time to spend గివింగ్ దిస్ వాల్యుబుల్ ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్. నమస్తే మేడం. ఇది చూసారు కదండి, మేడం అయితే కనుక ఇక్కడ జరుగుతున్నటువంటి ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ మాక్సిమం అయితే ఇచ్చారనుకుంటున్నాను. అంటే ఎంతసేపు మాట్లాడినా ఇక్కడ ఇంత పెద్ద ఇన్స్టిట్యూట్ లో ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ అనేది చాలా ఉంటది. ఎవరైనా సరే కోకోనట్ గురించి పూర్తి సమాచారం, కోకోనట్ కదా కోకో కానీ లేకపోతే ఆర్కనట్ ఈ ఒక్క గురించి కానీ ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ కావాలంటే కనుక నేను మెయిల్ ఐడీస్ కానీ లేకపోతే వెబ్సైట్ కానీ డీటెయిల్స్ అన్ని కూడా మీకు కింద డిస్క్రిప్షన్ లో ఇస్తాను. వాటిని చూసి మీరు ఫాలో అవ్వచ్చు. లేదంటే ఇది వచ్చేసి కేరళలోని కేసర్గఢ్ లో అయితే ఉంది. దీనికి సంబంధించి మనకు ఆంధ్ర తెలంగాణ ఈ రీజన్ నుంచి ట్రైన్స్ ఫెసిలిటీ కూడా ఉంది. నెంబర్ ఆఫ్ ట్రైన్స్ అయితే ఉన్నాయి. ఎవరైనా ఒకసారి విజిట్ చేస్తే కనుక మీకు మాక్సిమం ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ అయితే తెలుసుకోవచ్చు. అలాగే వీడియో ఇంగ్లీష్ లో ఉన్నప్పటికీ మాక్సిమం చాలా మంది ఇంట్లో చదువుకున్న పిల్లలు ఉంటారు కాబట్టి ఇంట్రెస్ట్ ఉన్న వాళ్ళు వాళ్ళతో చూపించుకుని ఖచ్చితంగా ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ అయితే తీసుకోవచ్చు. ఇది ఈ రోజు వీడియో. మరో వీడియోలో మళ్ళీ కలుసుకుందాం. ఇంకా మీరు మన ఛానల్ సబ్స్క్రైబ్ అవ్వకుండా చూస్తుంటే కనుక తప్పకుండా సబ్స్క్రైబ్ అవ్వండి. పక్కన ఉన్న బెల్ ఐకాన్ క్లిక్ చేసి నోటిఫికేషన్స్ అనేవి పెట్టుకోండి. థ్యాంక్ యూ. నమస్తే మేడం.
And one more thing, in case any farmer is interested to visit, they can always write to us. We will, in case we have a farmers hostel. So very nominal fees, they can stay. But only thing they have to write beforehand, so that we will inform. If they say when they want to come, whether the thing is available or not.
Only staying, only nominal fees.
Nominal
for
fees.
Visiting, no charge.
Visiting there is no charge. Only if the thing is that they have to. And in case even any farmer or farmers organization wants some training on a specific subject, they can always write to us. If it is possible, we will ask them to come, or we can go there. And you have those Atma programs and all. Under that, there is some money available for interstate visit or exposure visit. Using that, you people can come. A lot of people come from Tamil Nadu and some cases from Karnataka also. They can come. Only thing, write in advance so that we can make the necessary arrangements.
This institute for all over India
all
people,
over
not
India.
only for Kerala.
Yeah, it's not for Kerala. It's a central government organization. We get farmers even from northeast people come. So we make arrangements for their stay. If you have some extra funds, depending on that, you can stay either here or we can make arrangements outside. So, and in case you have some program which you are organizing, you want some technical expertise on something, you can write to our director. We'll make arrangements to send the people.
మీరు ఎవరైనా సరే ఇక్కడికి విజిట్ చేయాలనుకుంటే కనుక మీరు ముందుగానే మెయిల్ ద్వారా కానీ పోస్ట్ ద్వారా కానీ వీళ్ళని ముందే ఇంటిమేట్ చేస్తే కనుక అకామిడేషన్ కూడా ప్రొవైడ్ చేస్తారు. అకామిడేషన్ మాత్రం నామినల్ ఫీజు ఇప్పుడు ఒక 500 బిలో 500 మేబీ ఛార్జ్ చేస్తున్నట్టున్నారు. ఫుడ్ కూడా ప్రొవైడ్ చేస్తారు. అయితే ఇక్కడ విజిటింగ్ అంతా ఫ్రీనే, కానీ ఉండటానికి మాత్రం ఛార్జబుల్ అనమాట. కానీ ఇంటిమేట్ చేస్తే మాత్రం మీరు ఫ్రీగానే రావచ్చు అని మేడం అయితే చెప్తున్నారు. కింద డిస్క్రిప్షన్ లో ఇచ్చినటువంటి అడ్రస్ కనుక మీరు కాంటాక్ట్ చేస్తే మీరు పూర్తి సమాచారం అయితే పొందొచ్చు. థ్యాంక్ యూ మేడం.